And we have the chairman of the Senate Committee on Publicity, Ad hoc Committee on Publicity, Senator Dino Melaye, joins us via telephone now from Abuja. Thank you so much, distinguished Senator, for joining us now. Tell us, is there peace, just like Honorable here has been telling me, at the Senate now, as regarding principal office roles?
Yeah, I want to say good evening, and I want to emphasize and re-emphasize that not only that there is peace in the Senate, but we're still, and we have forgotten about primordial sentiment, and the leadership of the Senate is now focusing on issues that will bring about, restore our long-lost reputation as a country, and encourage developmental activities, fight insurgency, reposition our economy, and move the nation forward.
All right, before now, we understand that some people are not happy with what went on, especially with the emergence of some APC lawmakers at the leadership of the Senate. There was, at some point, a question of the fact that some of them will stand down to obey what some people say is the party stance on this matter. Do you think that will happen?
Basically, I want to say that, like I said, we have actually moved away from party politics and to the politics of the election of the Senate President. The leadership of the Senate, like I told you, is not a vindictive leadership. As I speak to you, committees have been constituted. The chairman of the Unity Forum, the Ahmed Lawan-led group, is already an ad hoc chairman of the Committee on Works in the Senate. That's to tell you that the Senate President has embraced everybody. We have moved forward, and he is focused. And what is ahead now is actually how to work for the country, how to place infrastructural development on the front burner, how to get young Nigerians employed, and create a framework for the development of the country.
Well, some people will say, we've seen that, we've heard that, we've read that so much in the media, and a lot of people are saying that, well, what we have seen in the House of Reps, and of course in the Senate, is just a disguise, that it's some issues, a problem waiting to happen in the nearest future.
I want to assure you there's no problem, and there's no problem that is waiting to happen in the Senate. You will recall that sometime last week that over 80 senators have endorsed the Senate President and the leadership of the Senate. They've given a vote of confidence to the leadership of the Senate. And I'll tell you, between that time and now, 8 senators have also indicated interest. So we have close to 90 people already showing their support, total support to the leadership of the Senate. And we have actually left that stage of brinkings and unnecessary commentaries to like the arena where the development of the country is the main focus of the Senate.
Senator Melaye, you were quoted sometimes in the week that some prosecution relating to graft issues are just vindictive and they are witch hunt.
No, it was a reaction to a publication in the nation newspapers where 22 lawmakers from the north and over 30, about 35 APC senators were quoted to be working against the president. And I want to say no one will build a house and then work for the destruction of that house. I want to assure you that that is fallacious, it's malicious, it's totally untrue, it's baseless. And like I said, it is those who still attribute politics to the development of this country. But I want to tell you that over time, and very, very soon, Mr. President will definitely know those who are on his side.
You think that you know for sure, or you think that some people are working against him?
Say that again?
I'm saying that when you said that the president, we know in due time those who are working for him and those who are working against him, you know for sure, you think that some people are working against him.
Definitely anyone who is creating division and beginning to introduce politics of the North and the South to the Senate is not working in the interest of the president. Because the president is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This divide and rule approach to governance will definitely not help Mr. President. So actually those who are introducing dichotomy to the politics or the development of issues on the Senate or on the floor of the Senate are the ones actually working against the president. And I want to assure you that the leadership of the Senate will only partner with Mr. President for the good of the nation, without compromising our responsibilities in terms of oversight to all the MDAs.
All right. Before now, I know you spoke strongly when the issue of the leadership came up. But now, are you back with friends with some of your colleagues who are on the APC side now?
Like I said, the Senate is one family, and the Senate President has extended only branch to everyone. He is relating with everyone as one family. There's no division. There's no separation. And anyone who is still singing a different song, definitely then is committing anti-party, because the party came out in clear terms. The national chairman of the party came out in clear terms to say that they've accepted the authority of the Senate President, and everyone should go and live by it. And the president also said his election is constitutional. So if there are people complaining, then those individuals should be regarded as those working against the system.
All right. Tell me, Senator Melaye, because of what we saw, because I remember at that time, what President Buhari said at the NEC meeting was, let everybody go and obey the party's decision. But we know that the principal office roles, such as the leader of the Senate and the chief whip positions, they're not, they didn't actually tally with what the party wanted.
That was in that NEC meeting. The president did not mention principal offices. He did not mention anything that has to do with the position of the Senate. The president just said that he believes in party supremacy. And he didn't elucidate on that. He didn't elaborate on that. And I want to tell you that nothing has happened on the floor of the Senate that is against the Constitutional Republic of Nigeria or the standing rules of the Senate. The Senate President has no powers to make anyone a principal officer. And there is tradition, convention, and practice that have stipulated that caucuses will meet and elect who will be their who will be their principal officer based on whatever position is on to that. And this has been adhered to. They have met, and the majority have appended their signatures to their choice. And the Senate President has made announcements. And I want to tell you that that is a question.
All right. Tell me, there was a lot of alliance that was made between your group and, of course, the PDP, the Senate. Well, a lot of the members of the party, I must say that I've spoken with, who are not actually, who do not belong to your group, will say that, can they actually trust some of you who made those alliances?
I speak with every sincerity of purpose of heart and commitment, and I want to state categorically that there was no alliance between the PDP and the like-minded senators. No alliance whatsoever. And if there was alliance, the nomination of Ali Ndume would not be made on the floor. And the 20 senators that were around all voted for Ali Ndume. But unfortunately, at that point in time, the PDP had more senators on the floor than the APC, all credence to those who went to the ICC. And unfortunately, we produced, the PDP produced the Deputy Senate President. We regret it. We are not happy about it. But we have no control of the situation.
All right. Tell me just quickly about the Deputy Senate President seat. Is your party still happy with that?
Say again?
The Deputy Senate President seat, which now is for the PDP. Is your party happy about that?
Certainly, we're not. Certainly, the party is not happy, and no one is happy about it. But unfortunately, politics will continue to be a game of number, and we have been overpowered on the floor. Like I said, credence to those who went to the ICC, who were not around on the floor of the Senate. So those who were not around actually made Ikeko Emadu the Deputy Senate President.
If you have the power to rewrite the situation right now, what would you do in terms of the Deputy Senate President role?
Yes, there are procedures to remove us on the floor of the Senate. It will take 2/3 members of the Senate to remove any principal officer, and you're talking about between 73 and 76 senators to do that. The APC do not have that number, but miracles can happen.
All right, just before I allow you to go, you've spoken to me just right where I was sitting. You've told me about the wages and salaries of lawmakers, which you said that you will vigorously work for it to be cut down. We understand that the president and the vice president have asked for a cut in their own salaries. Are we seeing any time soon when lawmakers and National Assembly will do the same?
I want to assure you that what the President of the Senate has done is the first of its kind in the history of the National Assembly. A committee has been set up by the President of the Senate to look into the finances of the Senate, with the of cutting down on our salaries, remunerations, and allowances. And that committee is supposed to submit their report in due course. And I want to assure you that this is in response to the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Senator Dino Melaye. But then, tell me, there is some prosecutions going on right now, which of course includes some questions are being asked, investigation going on, which of course includes the wife of a Senate president. What are your views on that?
It's going on, and the wife of the Senate president, I will not be prejudicial by making comments on them, and I want to say that we allow the anti-graft agencies to do their job.
All right, thank you so much for your thoughts there. Senator Dino Melaye is the chairman ad hoc committee on publicity at the National Assembly.